I'm Chris Casey and I'm at Passion Fest and I'm part of the organising committee, but also I work for the Anglican Diocese of Wellington as a youth coordinator. There's Urban Vision, a group of people who are in different churches but they're a community in themselves. There are servants, but there's also communities that come who actually live, like there might be 5 or 6 people in a flat and they've decided to live with intention. So people generally who are passionate about making a difference in their community with a focus around peace and justice and the love of Christ. They have practiced about ecology, so they decide that they're going to live so they can try and make a difference for the planet rather than actually use the resources, and also make a difference for the people who live around.
Maker, and we live in Cairns Creek in Porirua, a part of an intentional community, part of Urban Vision, you may have heard of, and we're 5 households that share life together. Our particular community, this is our 4th year. Servants to Asia's Urban Poor is our full name.
Yes.
So we're communities of people from different countries that come together and live in urban poor areas and share life together and get involved with their neighbourhoods to bring about change. We have this thing in Urban Vision called bivocationalism, which we encourage everyone to work part-time so they can give significant amounts of their time to community initiatives to their neighbourhoods that they live in.
Yes.
So for us, for me and my family, for example, I work 3 days a week. My wife works 7 hours, and we're able to give significant amounts of our time to our local neighbourhood, connecting with our local schools, supporting the work that's happening there in a number of different ways, getting to know kids in the neighbourhood who are kind of struggling a bit. One of our community is the chairperson of the board of the school, and 3 of us families have now sent some of our kids to the school as a way. It's a Decile 1 school, and it's had a pretty bad last few years. It's losing its role. So we've committed to standing with the school and trying to get it back on its feet.
I'm Lee, and I'm part of a kind of a network of Christians that live in Wellington City Council housing, who want to be connecting with each other and also with our neighbourhood, and finding ways holistically bringing a message of hope, both through, I don't know, whether it's gardening or civil defence networks through to kind of explicit faith initiatives in the neighbourhood.
Well, Fridays Lee and I take turns in picking up bread from a bakery in the city, and the majority of it goes to one of the city missions, the downtown city missions.
Hi, my name's Julian. I'm extremely interested in churches and communities that are trying to close the gaps in our societies that people keep falling through and ending out in our social services. And I think our churches being so involved and so embedded in our communities can just play a huge role so that people don't end out lonely and marginalised and isolated and hurting and all those kinds of things that end up putting people in contact with city missions and social services. And so before they get to that place, they should have really good relationships and friendships with people that care about them in their neighbourhoods. So one of my passions is that the local church, that currently we're very in-focused, and so my passion is to take some of that peace and some of the equality and some of the things that we do in the sanctuary so well and start applying that to the way we live the rest of the week with our neighbours.
And I've only been living in community a year. It's a lot harder than I ever expected. You hear a lot of inspiring stories about community, but the real deal isn't always... It doesn't always have the perfect ending that you'd hope for. And I guess the reality is that when you try to focus on the people we try to focus on, a lot of them do have lives that have really horrific aspects to them.
What I see in Urban Vision groups that just have a real vision and purpose for their community and doing some amazing things in the neighbourhoods around them.
I am part of a team of 7 people where we live in low-cost social housing, so council flats. There's about 300 flats in our complex, and we just seek to kind of be neighbours with the people there. When kind of domestic abuse goes down, we are there to kind of knock on people's doors and just make sure everything's okay. Just in Urban Vision, we have a lot of experience with kind of fostering, respite care, all that kind of stuff, where we get involved from kind of the parents to the family to the kids.